Lisa Boothe back with us this morning. Good to see you again, Lisa. Will this
Hi, Stuart. Always great to see you.
You too. Look, will this House investigation be the straw that kind of breaks the camel's back for the Democrats? Will they have to get a new candidate after tomorrow?
I think they're probably going to keep trying to ignore it. But look, Stuart, I totally believe the allegations from these whistleblowers. We have a president who has arrested his political rival in America, in the United States. So do we honestly believe that he wouldn't intervene on behalf of his son to try to protect him? I mean, Hunter Biden got a slap on the wrist for a federal gun charge that results in convictions in 94% of the cases with a likely prison sentence of over 4 years. But Hunter Biden, because his last name's Biden, got a slap on the wrist. So yes, of course, I believe that this administration that is deeply corrupt has intervened to try to protect his son. But I also don't think we're all fully registering the fact that we live in a country where political rivals are arrested. And you can go back to COVID, and almost half of Democrats wanted to put people like me for not getting vaccinated in government camps. So what do you think is going to happen if Republicans lose the 2024 election? Do you think it stops at Trump? Or where do you think this heads?
Very good question. A very good question. I don't think, and I've said this many times on the program, that ultimately Joe Biden will not be the Democrat candidate in 2024. I don't think they'll let him run. What say you to that?
You're more brave than me in making that prediction. I'm a little scarred from the midterm elections and really thinking that Republicans were going to do a lot better. So I'm trying to be very cautious heading into 2024 and not trying to, I don't want to lead anyone astray. Not that you're trying to do that, but so I'm a little more gun shy making predictions right now, to be honest.
Okay, Congressman Jim Jordan is going to join us in just a few minutes with a preview of tomorrow's hearing. I think it's going to be a blockbuster. Jim Jordan, I hope, will confirm that. The next one for you, Lisa. Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, thinks a second Trump term would result in chaos. He tells the New York Times, and I'm quoting now, it just simply would be chaotic because he'd continually be trying to exceed his authority, but the sycophants would go along with it. It would be a non-stop gunfight with Congress and the courts, end quote. Lisa, is Kelly right? What do you think about another second term?
Well, obviously he was fired or he was pushed out. So, you have to take that with a grain of salt. But to his point, I mean, look, by definition, Trump would be walking into the White House as a lame duck president that does present challenges in trying to get things done. If you look at how corrupt the FBI is, how corrupt our government is, the desperate need for great reform within government, I worry about being able to get that done with only 4 years and done in a meaningful way that can't just be reversed. If you look at executive actions, obviously, the second Democrats come back into power, they would reverse that and change the things that were changed via executive order. So I worry that 4 years might not be enough to get the things done that we need to get done in order to live in a constitutional republic in a free country.
Okay. Do you think we've got a little bit of a scandal and investigation fatigue that may push these investigations into the background because we've seen it, so much of it, and we can't follow it? Fatigue?
Yeah, that's a great point, Stuart. I remember I was on with Lou Dobbs, forever ago, and I was trying to explain the appropriations process. And he said to me, do you think the viewers' eyes are glazed over? Because the thing is, people have short attention spans. And I do worry that this might be a little too convoluted. And they need to simplify it and to make it easily digestible to Americans, because there's so many things going on in everyone's life. You've got the economy, you've got the border, you've got the corruption at the White House. I mean, there's just so much that is being presented to the American people. It's just got to be concise. It's got to be absolute. And it's really got to tie Joe Biden to truly selling out the American people for foreign money, which I believe he did. But they need to make that case in a very easily digestible way. And I hope they do.
We in the media have to deliver clarity on this. That's going to be very important. That's our job, and we intend to do it. Lisa Boothe, great to see you back again.
So true.
Don't be such a stranger.
Thank you, Stuart.
See you
Take
again
care.
soon. You got it.
I won't. Thank you.